Welcome back to People and Purpose by GMG Podcast. My guest today is our President of Health and Beauty at GMG, Marko Dakovic. We will together be discussing how the global trends of wellness or slash well-being are impacting our current market today within our industry. Good morning, Marko. How are you today?
Hi, Razan. It's my pleasure to be here with you today, and I'm happy that I'm being part of your podcast and that we will have a chance to speak about different topics related to health and beauty trends.
Fantastic. Let's start first by, I think, letting our audience know more or less what is health and beauty at GMG. So when we say you're the president of health and beauty, what does that portfolio actually encompass?
As a president of health and beauty, I'm managing different brands and different concepts. On one side, we have a retail arm of the business where we have homegrown brands like Supercare, which is one of the oldest pharmacies in UAE, Arabella, which is also a pharmacy chain, but catering more towards natural and clean beauty. And we have a good health nutrition, which caters more to fitness and nutrition needs of our community. As a second arm, health and beauty business is working in distribution channel where we supply more than 50 global brands throughout UAE market and hopefully very soon in other GCC areas.
What does health and beauty actually encompass within the group?
So health and beauty went through a very big transformation. Actually, it's one of the oldest verticals and businesses in GMG Group. So the first pharmacy was established in the mid-70s as Al Khayyam Pharmacy, and it was one of the first pharmacies in UAE at that time. Health and beauty within GMG has went through a major transformation. So this is one of the oldest businesses. First pharmacy was opened in the mid-70s. Since then, there was a big transformation of the business from a traditional pharmacy store or traditional pharmacy channel. Today, we are a comprehensive wellness provider. We are a one-stop solution for our customers, operating among different banners and trying to provide the full health and wellness solution to our customers.
Generally, the subject of wellness slash well-being, I'm not sure if people have or the consumer has actually identified the difference between wellness and well-being. I know that generally in GMG, when we say we're a well-being company, we have a definition for it. I'm not sure if that translates into your business or not, but generally the consumer is becoming more conscious and they're expecting companies to start catering for those needs. What in your role has that had as an impact within, let's say, the different concepts that you have? How have you been able to cater for those consumer needs? How were you able to spot, let's say, the need in itself and then the differentiation between your concepts that translates those needs?
So you are totally right on the definition point. So definition of health has changed a lot, not over the last 20 or 30 years, but I would say over the last 5 years. So people look at health as a matter of being ill or not being ill. Today, people perceive health as a combination of physical health, mental health, and emotional health. And I would say this is triggered by many things coming from the industry or from the consumer change. So I think the first and the more important thing is that today's consumer has much better knowledge about health. Awareness is at much higher level. Information is much more accessible. So they do a proper research on their health and wellness needs before they decide to do a shopping. And I think the second thing that we say change the definition of health is definitely the COVID and the pandemic, where awareness of health and importance increase among our customers. And third thing that is impacting this change is, I would say, lifestyle change. And the fact that, health today is much more than, as I said, being ill or not being ill. So I think with the work-life balance pressure that today individual is having, I think people are becoming more and more conscious how it's important to improve their mental health, their emotional health, and many other things which will make them feel better at the end of the day.
What would you identify as the main factors that are actually influencing this consumer shift, let's say, or shift slash coming trend today?
Well, the list is very long, to be honest with you. So let me start from medicine products specifically. So I think that one of the major changes that we are all witnessing over the last 2 or 3 years is appearance of some new formulas, new products which are basically targeting obesity. Like Ozempic, Mounjaro, and this is not happening only with our pharmacy It's happening across UAE globally, where we see some new categories or certain new demand that was not there before. If we talk about beauty and personal care, there has been very big change. So I'm in retail business for almost 20 years, out of which 10 years in pharmacy business. When you talk about skincare, it was always in the past about skin types, and more or less that was it. It was more about functionality. Today, the business is led based on ingredients. So you will find that big brands are launching their full product lines based on CoQ10s, retinols, vitamin C, vitamin D, and people are very much familiar what are the benefits of those ingredients. So I think this is a very big shift how the brands are being positioned, and at the same how consumers are getting knowledgeable, understanding what those ingredients mean directly to them. So I think those are the two important changes from the product perspective. Definitely social media is changing the world. I think when we talk about new brands that are being launched globally, in the past it took probably like 10 years for brands to become successful. Today with social media, we see some small brands becoming very big and disrupting the market within 1 or 2 years. So our job is to identify those trends from different markets and make sure that we bring those brands or products closer to UA customers. What else is shaping industry? I would definitely say that accessibility of product is much bigger with increase of online business. So today, consumers sitting in UAE, exactly knows, what is the price or what are the products trending in Asia or US or Europe. And, they are expecting to see those products here. So we see very big, I would say, mix of Western and Eastern, let me say, cosmetics industry, which is reflected very well in UAE as a market, So today, if you look at K-beauty, Asian beauty, we will see that those brands are being accepted equally like maybe some of the conventional brands that have been there for decades. Other thing that we are seeing that is driving the industry is definitely customers are looking for effective products. So at a certain point of time, especially after COVID, you had a very big wave of new products, new brands, especially in the supplements industry. However, not all of them are effective, So today, for example, saying that clinical studies are supporting certain product is very important for the customer. So they will make sure that either through their own research or through doctors, they reach out to those kind of products that will really give them effective results. And last but not least, I think consumers are looking more than ever towards value. So because of a very big competition, not only among brick and mortar players, but also coming from online, I think we have to provide the right value to the consumer because he wants to pay for the good quality, but at affordable price. So I would say those are one of many things that are shaping up the industry, and definitely we can expect that the changes will continue to happen in the health and wellness world.
When you say generally the healthcare industry, and now we've evolved to saying health and beauty, it almost invites a younger audience than just saying health, right?
Yes.
But also that younger audience is very conscious about the ingredients. In fact, I would say they're probably the ones who have kicked off the trend on the type of products that are used, organic, all of those lovely badges and logos that get stuck at the bottom of every product. But also, the minute you get into the world of beauty, and especially now your rebranding is beautiful, you are also looking at places like Watsons or Sephora or what have you, which are also trying to tap into that. I know that overall, the segmentation of makeup versus holistic health is different, but there is that, let's say, unifying circle, right? How do you feel that attracting the customer to gain bigger market share from that segment differentiates the decision of a consumer choosing to come to a super care versus, for example, versus a more makeup destination who could probably still have the same product?
Well, that's a good question. I think it's part of our strategy revamp where we want to attract wider audience. And you are right when you said that consumer base has increased today. Before, when you talk about skincare products, we were all referring to
anti-aging.
It was all about anti-aging, and mature population, let me say like this. Now we see Gen Z population entering beauty stores, entering pharmacy stores, being very well educated on the products and the needs that they need to cater in those stores. So That's why I said we are trying to bring those trendy brands that they are the first one to identify and make sure that those brands are positioned here. So today, for example, as I said beginning, one of the most trendy brands globally is CosRx. So we are making sure that we have this brand, that we position it properly, because we know that younger population is leaning more towards K-beauty than maybe people that are looking for a certain conventional cosmetics. So definitely we are anticipating those trends, and we are trying to adapt to a different customer that we are seeing over, I would say, last 2 years.
Marko, there are so many categories in the health and beauty world. Which categories are most emerging, and how have you guys adopted them?
So we see many categories spiking up recently. So if we talk about, for example, food supplements or vitamins, minerals, so anything related to gut health, for example, like probiotics, we see very big demand for those products. Sleep aid products, I don't think this category is even existing 5 or 10 years ago. Today, whatever we launch around sleep aid, any active ingredients supporting better sleep, we see a very big demand in those categories. Obesity is definitely...
obesity also is a big problem within the UAE itself, right? If I'm not mistaken, we're one or second largest population.
That's right. Generally, this is one of the major concerns in the Middle East. So we see, as I said in beginning, not only in the medicine area, but even products related to meal replacement, to healthy food. We see that there is an increase, and what is more important, customers are much more educated, and they know what they want in this area. So I think those would be, let me say, key emerging categories that we see today. But what we also see is that trends are changing. So in the same way, like in the beauty business, you have certain active ingredients that come and go. This is what we are seeing in the fitness and nutrition, or to be more specific, in the supplements business. So we are trying to anticipate those trends and make sure that we bring those products either through our local partners or through our global partners. We bring them on time, and we offer them to the local communities.
Wow. Okay. What are the biggest misconceptions about the industry of health and beauty? I think this is a big one, like the trends one. But
The list is long. So where to start from? So I think every time people step in a pharmacy environment, they are expecting quick fixes, right? And obviously the medicine itself will usually give you the quick fix. But if we talk about supplements, if we talk about skincare, hair care products, unfortunately, in general, there are no quick fixes. So it's about consistency of using those products regularly, and then the results will come after a certain period of time. The other one I would like to share with you is that, it's about natural products. I think there is very big misconceptions on what natural products are. We see a very big wave of products coming to the market claiming being natural, but the percentage of natural ingredients varies big time.
Is there no regulation for that? Who regulates the claim of natural or not?
So usually this is regulated by independent bodies. So unfortunately, the governments or the official authorities did not put right rules. What is natural, what is not, what product can be claimed as an organic. However, there are reputable independent companies that are putting those kind of certification. So I think, there is a lot of job to be done in terms of educating customers, what are the real natural products, what are the organic products, and what are the benefits of those products for them.
Sorry to interrupt you, Marko, but on that note specifically, who takes that effort? Do you believe that this effort should be taken by the brand itself that you're selling, and that content can be distributed through yourselves, or that the Supercare, the brand, and the marketing team behind it should be the one that actually communicates it and takes the ownership of educating its consumer?
I think primarily starts from the brand, right? Our job as a local company is to adapt the message to a local customer. So definitely we play a role, but I think everything starts about the brand and how transparent they are in positioning those products as natural or organic. However, our job as someone who has a direct access to end consumer is to make sure that we pass this message in the right way, so there are no misconceptions. Going back to some other points that there is always debate in the beauty business, or in the skincare products or hair care products, are they having expiry or not? So people would say, you can use them forever. While in reality, you will see that a lot of products don't have expiry date, but at the same time, there is something called PAO symbol, and usually it indicates how long you can use this product after opening it. So actually, any product has expiry date, and I don't advise that consumers use products forever, because there is a certain symbol on every packaging which indicates how much you can use the products after the opening.
But it's printed on the
It's
product.
printed on the
So it's a matter of awareness for the consumer.
It's also a matter of the awareness. That's right. Other misconceptions, that's a very interesting one. We had recent lot of cases on category like probiotics. So as I said, this is one of the booming categories. So people perceive that if you have more of probiotics count, that efficiency is better, and by the way, the price also gets higher.
Yeah,
While
that's what I
from the technology perspective, more doesn't mean better, right? So you can have less count and still have the same results or even the lower price. So I think those are some maybe marketing tricks that certain companies have been using. However, the technology and the research is claiming something different, and it's our job as a pharmacy and as a provider, to pass the right message to the customers.
I lately saw a big podcast from a renowned person in the UAE on sleep habits, and they attributed that probiotics actually have a very good impact on good sleep, which for me was absolute novelty. I mean, gut and sleep and the connection between that. It was very interesting for me. I'm a massive believer in probiotics in general, from my child to us as adults, and not so as a prevention from. So not if you're an antibiotic, you take probiotics, but more of maintaining good gut. But little did I know, with all that interest, that it even picks up on sleep. When I saw that podcast, a lot of people asked questions then on what type of probiotics, and I got from reading just the comments that people actually just know the word probiotics, but they have really very little information on what type and what brand and what dosages. So I believe in that case, it's not even marketing. It's probably the team in stores that have to be educated enough to sell that message, right?
That's right. Everyone plays a role at the end of the day.
So generally, when we say health and beauty, again, a lot of people just expect that it's more of a slow-moving industry when it comes to, you don't reinvent the wheel when you talk health kind of a thing. But obviously, with all those changes and trends, there is innovation involved. And I'm sure you're pretty much aware of all the upcoming ones. Can you shed light on the ones that you feel would be of most excitement to you as a professional, as well as impact on the market and the industry?
I mean, when we think about innovations, I think everything will evolve around the technology more than around the product. And definitely AI will play important role. I don't think anyone can say what will be the impact on AI on the healthcare business and on the consumer experience. But definitely we know this will help us to improve maybe some of the internal processes that we are, related to forecasting, to anticipating certain trends. And at the same time, I think AI will play a very big important role in making the healthcare more accessible to end consumer, and it will play important role in personalizing services for the end consumer. And I know that some of the giants of IT industry are working big time on utilizing technology and improving the healthcare services and making it more accessible to the end consumer. The second trend, which is already here actually, but I'm expecting that will evolve, is about telemedicine. So how can we get easier access to our pharmacists or to our doctors, right? Instead of going physically to clinics, and I think this will continue to evolve, taking into account, that everyone is busy today, and with digitalization, I think this will be common practice very soon. The third, let me say, innovation I'm expecting is that definitely online will be playing bigger and bigger role, and not only in terms of online shopping, but also in terms of last mile delivery. I think everyone is trying to provide the best service and best time in terms of delivering either health or beauty products, and I think this will just continue to improve. So as I said, I think everything will evolve more or less around the technology. On the product side, we hope to see some breakthroughs, especially on the medicine side, or better accessibility or even affordability for those products. However, I would definitely expect major changes happening from the technology and how tech will impact the end consumer and how will it shape our business at the end of the day.
Now, I'm going to go slightly more on a market trending subject that's not necessarily 100% related to health and beauty, but you touched on it earlier when you said the last mile delivery. Now, given that we have Trilogy, which is our logistics arm in GMG, how do you feel, if at all, that this adds value to the existence of the health and beauty division within an organization that happens to have that support system from within?
Supply chain is extremely important in a health and beauty business, especially in this region where very often we are facing, let me say, temperatures which are higher than the rest of the world. And having our in-house supply chain is helping us a lot to maintain the safety and to control the products from a source until the shelf within our stores. So I think we have a very, very sophisticated system for transportation and storage, not only in UAE, but also whenever we ship products from different continents, that we are also always making sure that they are having the right temperature and the product comes with the right quality to the end consumer. This is one part. Second part, going back again to the last mile delivery. So today we have very big plans with our supply chain. How do we reduce the last mile delivery for UAE consumers? And I think very soon we will be seeing very big improvement in this area. And definitely this, by having the in-house supply chain system, is helping this goal being achieved much more easier.
We've obviously talked now about supply chain in general. What are the different channels that you can be reached through?
Okay, other than our brick and mortar presence across
Yes, of course.
UAE, today our consumers can reach us out through different channels. So for example, channel that is very popular and which is growing is our 800 Super application. So basically it's a WhatsApp ordering channel where at any point of time during the day you can find your product that you're looking for, and not only this, you can even get an advice from the pharmacist that is communicating with you from the other side. Second thing that we are focusing a lot is in increasing our presence in quick commerce with our quick commerce partners like InstaShop, Talabat, Noon, and this is helping us to provide extra accessibility to our products, and this is, I would say, one of the fastest growing channels for us today.
So, to excite our customers, what do you think they should be able to expect from GMG in the coming year?
Okay, so we have a lot of plans definitely for next year. So I would group them in a few areas. So definitely we'll continue expansion of our presence through brick and mortar stores across UAE. So we'll make sure that we reach customer in different Emirates. Second thing, we will be investing a lot in digitalization and our omni-channel presence, which I believe is a very big potential, and this is something where market is already trending. We will be investing a lot in introducing new brands from different continents. So just to give you an idea, today we are importing and distributing more than 50 brands across different categories. So we will continue to bring latest trends, to bring some new brands that are successful in their own regions and try to make them big within UAE or GCC. And last but not least, we will continue investing in our people, and especially people working with consumers, people working in stores, making sure that they have the right knowledge, that they understand the trends, and at the end of the day, they are able to provide the right service to our consumers.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for being with us today. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned to our next episode of People and Purpose by GMG Podcast.